Imagine this. You sign up for a psychology study. Easy money, right? A little role playing, a few surveys, no big deal. You handed a uniform, a pair of shades, and total control over a group of strangers. No rules, no consequences, just power. Would you stay chill, or would you turn into a monster?
Stanford Prison Experiment.
The Stanford Prison Experiment.
The Stanford Prison Experiment.
The Stanford Prison Experiment.
Hey, you're watching this series on mind-blowing science of psychological experiments. I'm Manisha, and today we're diving into one of the most messed up psychology experiments ever. The Stanford Prison Experiment. This is not a horror story, it is a warning. All of this actually happened. Think, can power corrupt you? Spoiler alert, it can, and it's terrifying. Do smash that subscribe button because this is about to get dark. Let's rewind to 1971. US President Nixon is in office, and a psychologist named Philip Zimbardo decided to play God with the basement and some college kids. Dr. Philip Zimbardo, a psychology professor at Stanford University, wanted to see what happens when you throw completely normal people into a fake prison environment. Do they just play along, or do they become their roles? Zimbardo wanted to know what happens when regular people get absolute power, or what happens when they lose it completely. So, he turned Stanford's psychology department basement into a fake prison. He grabbed 24 healthy people, college students just like you or me, screened them to make sure that they were mentally healthy, and split them into two groups, guards and the prisoners. Coin flip decided their fate. Guards got uniforms, batons, and mirrored shades. Prisoners, however, got no underwear and a number instead of a name. Students were randomly assigned as either guards or prisoners. No one is actually guilty of anything, they're just playing pretend. Or so they thought. The plan was 2 weeks of role play. However, the reality was it spiraled out of control in 6 days. Day 1 started chill. The prisoners were arrested by real cops, surprise, and hauled to the basement. They're stripped, deloused, and given numbers like 8612. The guards, they're told keep order however you want, just no physical violence. Easy, right? Nope. Within hours, the guards started flexing. They wake the prisoners up at 2 a.m. with whistles, barking orders like drill sergeants. One prisoner laughs it off. Big mistake. The guards made him do push-ups while they step on his back. By the end of day 1, the vibe is already shifting. These aren't college kids anymore. They're guards and prisoners. And the guards, they are loving it. Power is like a drug, and they are hooked. What started as an awkward role-playing turned into absolute psychological chaos. By day 2, the guards were already making prisoners do humiliating tasks, push-ups, verbal abuse, sleep deprivation. On the day 2, the prisoners snap. They're sick of the humiliation, push-ups, sleep deprivation, calling guards Mr. Correctional Officer. So they rebelled. They rip off their numbers, barricade the door with beds, and tell the guards to shove it. Epic, right? Except the guards don't back down. They double down. They grab fire extinguishers, blast the prisoners with freezing CO2, and force them into solitary, a tiny closet called the hole. One guard, nicknamed John Wayne by the prisoners, goes full cowboy, taunting them in a fake southern drawl. By day 3, prisoners are breaking down. One is screaming, other is refusing to eat. These aren't actors, they're us, they're you and me. And the guards, they're not evil. By day 4, it is a complete horror show. Prisoner 8612 has a full meltdown, screaming, crying, begging to leave. Zimbardo lets him go. But the experiment rolls on. Guards start pitting prisoners against each other. Good cells versus bad cells, snitches versus rebels. They make them clean toilets with their bare hands, strip naked for laughs, and sleep on concrete. One prisoner goes on hunger strike. The guards lock him in the hole with no food. Meanwhile, Zimbardo is watching this like a twisted reality TV producer, taking notes. On day 6, a grad student, Zimbardo's future wife, walks in, sees the chaos and says, "What the hell are you doing?" That's when it finally stops. 6 days, and the line between roleplay and reality erased. The guards were not inherently evil, but when given power, no accountability, no consequences, they stepped into the role they thought they were supposed to play. And the prisoners, stripped of control, humiliated, exhausted, they accepted their fate. That's the psychology of power and submission. So what turned these normal guys into tyrants and victims? Zimbardo says it's the situation, not the people. Give someone a role, a guard, a prisoner, and they'll play it to the max. The guards did not have to be cruel, they chose to, because the uniform made it okay. This is called the Lucifer effect. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Think about it. Ever seen a boss turn into a dictator the second they get a corner office? Or an influencer go from relatable to insufferable after hitting 1 million followers? Power flips a switch in us. It's primal. And the prisoners, they gave up because the system broke them. Does this sound familiar? Here is the part where it gets really creepy. This wasn't just a basement experiment. It's life. This happens in real life. From police brutality to hazing rituals, to toxic corporate cultures, give someone unchecked power and things can go sideways really fast. In 2004, leaked photos revealed US military personnel torturing and humiliating prisoners in Iraq's Abu Ghraib prison. Guards claimed that the orders made them do it. Guards, given unchecked power, abuse detainees in ways eerily similar to the Stanford experiment. Imagine walking into your office every morning with a knot in your stomach. Your boss does not just criticize your work, they belittle you in the meetings, send passive-aggressive emails, and pile on impossible deadlines just to watch you squirm. Maybe your co-workers join in, laughing at your expense, or worse, pretending you do not even exist. Does this sound extreme? It happens more than you think. Power-hungry managers, unchecked corporate hierarchies, and just following orders mentality can turn workplace into psychological war zones. And here's the real kicker. Studies show that workplace bullying doesn't just cause stress, it can lead to depression and PTSD. The Stanford Prison Experiment showed us just how easily people can turn cruel when given authority. And toxic workplaces prove it happens every single day. Ellen, the queen of kindness, right? Until former employees spoke out. Reports of workplace bullying, intimidation, and favoritism painted a very different picture. It is the Stanford experiment, but in Hollywood. Ever witnessed a Twitter storm where someone goes from hero to villain in a matter of hours? Have you ever seen someone get cancelled on social media because the mob said so? Sometimes the internet acts like a digital prison, where anonymous users acting as guards dehumanize and attack others with no real consequences. Even your group chat has got one friend who turns into a dictator over movie night. Power does not need a baton. It's in likes, follows, and clout. Social media amplifies power dynamics. Except here, anyone can become a guard. The anonymity of the internet gives people the courage to hurl insults, cancel others, and join digital witch hunts without facing any real-world consequences. The result? Lives are ruined, careers are destroyed, and mental health is shattered. All because an online crowd decided someone deserved punishment. And just like in the Stanford experiment, many people don't even realize how far they've gone until it's too late. The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial wasn't just a legal case. It became an online battleground. The internet turned into the prison guards, deciding who deserved punishment. Power imbalances exist in schools too. When certain students feel dominant over others, they can become aggressive, reinforcing a cycle of intimidation and submission. Kids who bully aren't inherently bad, but when given social power, unchecked by adults, the same dynamics play out as they did in Zimbardo's prison. The powerful dominate, the weak submit, and the bystanders, they often watch in silence, and that silence is what allows bullying to thrive. Zimbardo's experiment got banned. It was too unethical, but it is still echoing. Ever wonder why reality TV thrives on humiliation? Because we're all guards and prisoners, just waiting our turn with the shades. Alright, time for some self-reflection. Think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where you followed the crowd, even when it felt wrong? Ever had a little taste of power and felt just maybe a bit different? Time to test you. If you were in this experiment, who would you be? A guard, loving the power, dishing out orders, or prisoner, keeping your head down, waiting it out? Studies show most of us lean guard when given the chance, but I want to hear it from you. Are you cracking the whip or breaking under it? So, can power corrupt you? Hell yes. It can corrupt anyone. Zimbardo's experiment proves we're not as good as we think. The truth is, none of us are immune. But here's the flip. Knowing this gives you power to fight back against it, to call out abuse, to check ourselves, to make sure we're using the power the right way. Next time you're tempted to flex or fold, ask yourself, is this me or the situation? Be the one who stops the experiment, not the one who keeps doing it. Drop a like if this hit you hard and tell me in the comments, when is the time power changed you? For better or for worse? Don't forget to use the hashtag #DoYourThing. Do hit subscribe, ring the bell, and let's keep digging into the wild world of psychology. Stay powerful, stay human, and remember, power does not change people, it just reveals them. Keep doing your thing.